The city of Lagos TV show is currently experiencing positive phenomenal change as a result of the purposeful leadership of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Let's now bring you latest official engagements of the governor from the governor's office segment on the city of Lagos TV show. First, the 35th National Festival of Arts and Culture, tagged T.H.E.M.E.S 2022, was declared open by Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently in Lagos. Mr. Governor, in his opening speech, described the theme culture and peaceful coexistence as very apt, noting that the display of diverse cultural potentials is a strong evidence of our unity as a country.
I stand here with great pride as today marks the official beginning and as the chief host of the 35th edition of the National Festival of Arts and Culture, a festival that aims to unite and showcase the rich and diverse culture of this great country. This year's edition has been tagged T.H.E.M.E.S 2022 with the theme Culture and Peaceful Coexistence, a theme which I believe is most appropriate at a time like this in our country. A theme which the Director General of NYSC himself has ably described as a unifier, as a melting point of our country, as a place that brings us together in respect of our ethnicity, our religious bias, or what part of the country we come from. Because with culture and heart, we know no diversity. We are one nation that is joined together as a people, and that has been demonstrated here in Lagos with the attendance of 29 states, and we're still expecting one or two more even before the end of today. I'm happy that what we're celebrating here today is our unity in diversity, our rich heritage, and our cultural heterogeneous. The Festival of Arts and Culture is a 7-day national event in which all the states of the Federation, including FCT, participate to showcase their rich arts and culture in various competitions such as Ayo, archery, traditional cruise, essay writing, dancing competition, and so many more. This makes the event in its entirety a cultural marvel to embrace.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently received the French ambassador to Nigeria and a delegation of Senate Committee members on Foreign Affairs, Defense and Armed Forces of the French Republic, who paid him a courtesy call in Lagos. Their mission bordered on their concern on the issue of perceived security challenge in the country and to equally solidify defense and economic relationship with Nigeria and Lagos in particular, while acknowledging the tremendous support of the French government to the Lagos state government. The governor, in his response, assured them of the state's continuous collaboration and partnership in strategic areas to develop the state.
First is to thank you on the security and the things the ambassador said, your visit to the Navy in our country and all of those collaboration to help stabilize our country. Thank you very much. And to say that, indeed, irrespective of whatever they say, the country, some part of the country are extremely very safe. We know where the issues of security are in the country, and they're doing their best to be able to resolve it. And the issues are solvable, and that's what we're trying to solve. And we are sure that we will resolve those problems. Yes. You've said some of the things that we're currently doing. Less than 2 weeks ago, the representative from the French Development Bank were with us in Lagos. And we're happy, very happy with the relationship that we currently have. We can do a lot more. In transportation that you mentioned, they are helping us. And there's a loan that we're currently drawing down on. But we've changed the scope of the transaction a little bit, but we're on track. We also signed e-sports, an MOU with the French government about a couple of months ago. And I'm happy to say that there are Nigerians, there are some representatives of Lagos that are in France. The new Lekki port, which is the biggest deep sea port we have in sub-Saharan Africa, will be managed by CMA, which is a French company. So you could see that we're making giant movement and giant build of relationship. So we're also interested in the agro-allied area market that you talked about. We've been planning to go to France for a while now on how, the big markets, how we can learn from the big market, but we're doing something already. And we're happy with your President Emmanuel Macron, who half of his heart is Nigerian, just a little part of his heart is Nigerian. So we're happy and our best. And like you said, he's also interested in the election coming up in our country. So my assurance is that it's going to go up as intention, but it will come down because there will be election and it will go on very, very well. And for what are my expectations? Of course, I'm a politician and I expect my party to win the election for several reasons. We believe he's the best candidate, in terms of experience on the job, and he was my predecessor. He was a governor in Lagos several years ago, and is a leader from this state. So if he can do it in Lagos 10, 12 years ago, we believe he has the capacity to also help the nation out of his current situation as a president.
The chairman and members of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC National Governing Board, led by Ambassador Fatima Bello Bala Abubakar, OON, has commended greatly the Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led government for its tremendous support to the NYSC scheme in Lagos State during a courtesy call to Mr. Governor. The governor, in his response, was appreciative of the chairman's commendation and promised the team to do more for the NYSC scheme in Lagos.
We see the National Youth Service Corps as an important tool that has continued to bring about the best in diversity of our country. This is a scheme or a call that had shown over the years that it was a proper thing to have been done over almost 50 years ago, and it continues to display the diversity, the warmness that we have in our country. So for us as a state government, haven't bought into that vision. All of the modest things that you said we have done, we believe are the necessary tools that we should be doing to make sure that it continues to succeed. And as a responsive and a responsible government, we know how critical time of the members, the core members, are when they're in the states. And we know that indeed, those are the leaders that all of us will be passing the leadership of this country, both in private and public sector, to. We see them as our responsibility in some sort. We see them as people that we need to help to form, to shape, and for them to be ready for the future. So the least we can do are the things that you've mentioned. So we should actually even do a bit more, so that whilst we don't want to carry the burden of the whole country, let's know that whoever gets posted to Lagos, indeed, will do the NYC, to the best of their intention. They will do the call, not the call doing them, and they will have a nice time, having served in Lagos. So we're indeed happy that, our modest contribution are being acknowledged, are being appreciated, and we can assure you, that we do a whole lot more.
Before the just concluded United Nations Global Conference on Tourism, Culture and Creative Industry held at the National Theatre in Lagos, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and the UNWTO Secretary General, Mr. Gerald, paid the Lagos State Governor a courtesy visit to express their appreciation for the Governor's support for the conference. Mr. Governor, who expressed his excitement that the event was a huge success, assured the team and Lagosians of his government's determination to expand and broaden the infrastructural capacity of the National Theatre to accommodate more memorable tourism and cultural events.
We're happy that the state continue to improve living standards and continue to be a resilient and a sustainable city. It continue to provide home, provide opportunity for young Nigerians. This is the only city that, every part of the country has an imprint on every part. But we're also happy that you brought this year's conference of UNWTO to Lagos. Like the Honorable Minister said, less than 2 years ago when the conversation started, we thought it was, we're just coming out of COVID. We thought it was such a difficult thing to achieve. But he said to us that it would be a nice thing if we can bring back the glory of the National Arts Theatre and let UNWTO be the first event that we're going to have. I'm happy that it was a tall order, but today who has made it happen, right? The history and the story of that edifice, I'm sure is something that the minister can tell you. It was opened over 40 years ago in 1977, by construction workers to your country, Bulgarians, and then were the ones that built, and you see. So we have to bring back that very strong old heritage that place presents to us. We're excited that it's coming back in a form and a way and manner that is going to be bigger, better, and bolder, to reflect, the essence of today, to reflect the reality of today, which is where outside of that building there are 4 pillars, like you had mentioned, that we'll be building concurrently. One on fashion, on music, and technology, and on film industry. So which speaks to, what has been the growth trajectory in the last, 10, 20 years. So just to also be able to have implants of the things that will happen into the future. So that's it. And we're happy, like you said, that a lot of things that you're putting together at this year's conference is the first in so many ways. We're excited that you've taken an African city. We're excited that you've taken, Lagos, and Lagos for us, tourism for us is like home. This is like homecoming. From now till the end of the year, there'll be one tourism, there'll be one cultural, there'll be one film, there'll be one musical activity that will happen.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was in attendance of the book launch titled The Captain Steering the Ship Above Murky Waters, written by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor T.H.E.M.E.S. The governor described the author as an accomplished personality that has made remarkable positive achievements as an academician and an administrator.
I stand here a very proud man, not just as the governor, but a man that has watched the man that we're celebrating today, that has watched him for the past almost 30 years. I stand here to give a very short tribute of a man that means so many things to so many people. A man that has shown in his life and his career that he's a worthy gentleman. He's a true family man, but he's been an astute administrator and an academician of no means, an international one at that. To begin to highlight the stewardship, leadership as the 12th Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos is to begin to imagine what has been his journey in the last 5 years. As an alumni of the university myself, I can attest firsthand that during his tenure, we have seen giant strides, we have seen meaningful impact, we have seen purposeful governance, we have seen administration par excellence from this man. And I'm sure some are known, the Unilag Microfinance Bank, Unilag FM, the Waste Management Program, the Lagos Business School, partnership, and we can go on and on and on. Indeed, we know that you have put that university on a platform that has now become the envy of not only in Nigeria, in Africa, and indeed in the world.
And finally, from the governor's office, away from official government business, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, found time from his busy schedule to attend the 18th Annual Crusade in Lagos, held at the Soccer Temple at Agege Stadium. Mr. Governor was also one of the distinguished guests alongside his counterparts from the Southwest, as well as key APC and other political stalwarts at the burial of Mrs. Grace Bosede Akeredolu, mother to the Ondo State Governor, Governor Akeredolu, at St. Andrew's Cathedral Church, Owo, Ondo State. And that's the picture from the office of Mr. Governor on the City of Lagos TV show. The show will continue right after this timeout.